Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some disappointing products. With my recent declutter series, you can only imagine how much makeup and stuff that I got rid of, and the reason why I got rid of some of it is because I didn't like it. So I figured to take some of those things that I've cast away and do a video so you can kind of see some of the things that I really have been disappointed with. If you want to check out that declutter series, I will link it down below, of course. There was 4 videos in total thus far. There might be more coming. We will see. But without further ado, let's talk about some things that just let me down, left, right, and center. First up is this palette from Essence. I think I had another one as well, and I don't know where it went in my declutter bag. I tried to like sort through everything, but this is the All About Sunrise eyeshadow palette. It's a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. I mean, like, some of the pigmentation is alright. It's just, this stuff kind of can blend into nothingness. It's pretty powdery, and everything is a damn shimmer. The only redeeming shade in this entire thing is this, there we go, is this like gold shade. But really, like, that's just not worth it. But like these top 3 shades here, they're just, no, they blend into nothingness. They just kind of can get too sheared out onto the eyes. I just couldn't do anything with it, and really, I'm sure I could find another shadow somewhere with like Makeup Geek or MAC or someone that would kind of mimic this tone. But yeah, this one definitely disappointed me, even though I thought that I was going to be really in love with it. I actually have 2 more Essence products, but believe me, I do actually like Essence things. But the next one are these smoky 2-in-1 kohl liners. They also have lip liners like this. Basically, this is the worst design of an eyeliner or a lip liner that I could ever freaking imagine. The tip broke off as I was swatching it today, because I knew that I didn't like these because I had tried other ones and they broke instantly, and literally I did like maybe 3 things across. The pigmentation is great. I'll do it on a spot that you can actually see. Pigmentation is great on these. But what the heck is this? Like, just give me a regular eyeliner with the same product inside of it and I'll freaking love it. It's great product. It's a great thing, but the format of this just drives me insane, breaks off, and then once you get to this point, what the heck? Like, how are you supposed to line your eye with this? It's too wide. I could see it maybe as a base, but then when you're kind of going all over your eye, this thing's going to break off 5 more times. Yeah, it's... Oh. Well, that wasn't good. But really, it literally broke in my hand. It's just not a good idea, because it's just too easy to break because you're putting too much force on the tiny bit with it not... Ugh. Really though, it broke. Okay, last up for Essence, because, you know, I don't want to, you know, make it seem like it's just a disappointing Essence products, because they do have some really great ones. But it's these BB Beauty Balm lip glosses. I thought that I was going to absolutely love these. The shades are, like, it's decently pigmented. You can see that there. It's, like, decent pigmentation. That's not the issue. I hate the smell of them. They're kind of like these, like, I don't know, sweetly scented candy, weird, a little bit of plastic in there. But the thing that I hated the most was how it felt on the lips and how quickly it kind of dried out my lips, which I absolutely hate. It's not that these are overly sticky, it's just, for some reason, I don't know, they just wear off on the lips. They feel weird. They feel kind of plasticky. I almost can't even describe them, but I found that, like, once I put it on, I felt like I had to reapply in like 15 to 20 minutes. Like, it was just too much. These contain shea butter and vitamin E, which is nice, but I felt like my lips just got dried out like immediately after putting these on. It was just a really big dud. So yeah, womp womp. And then lastly for Drugstore, I kind of realized that these were disappointing products. Not right away. I actually kind of liked some of these when I first got them, but then over time, just by experimenting with a lot more makeup and that kind of stuff, I kind of realized how bad these could be. They have apparently reformulated them, but I don't feel like risking it and trying it again. It's these Maybelline like eyeshadow palettes. So the first one that came out was the Nudes, which basically is a ripoff of, Urban Decay Naked #1. And then the Smokes came out. There's actually a shade in here that I really love and I'm going to miss, but that's not worth it. And then I also have the Rock Nudes. These shadows were just way too hard. You couldn't get any like product up unless you were like using your finger or like a sponge tip, I found more so. If you used a brush, you just couldn't get anything up onto your brush. They blended into nothingness. They kind of all melded together to make it look like you just had this muddy type of eye. And there were very few shades within each palette that I actually really enjoyed. But from what I've been hearing, they are reformulating, so hopefully it'll only get better because Maybelline is my favorite drugstore brand. They have the best lip products in my opinion. They have some of the best foundations, best mascaras, best powders. Like, they do things really well except for eyeshadows, and I don't get it. So hopefully it'll get better for them so that they can just kind of rule it all at the drugstore. Okay, so I've done drugstore. Now I'm going to talk about one thing that is drugstore price, but you have to buy online. ColourPop, oh my god, I'm talking poorly about a ColourPop product. If you've watched my ColourPop swatch video for the Moment of Weakness set, along with anything else that I kind of collected in that time, you will know that the shade Saturday sucked for me. It is way too watery. It is patchy as freaking heck. It's a beautiful color, don't get me wrong, but this thing I could not make even on my lips whatsoever. There was like patches you could see that were a little bit more sheer. It was just bad, but this is actually really the first ColourPop Ultra Matte lip that has given me problems, and I have probably at least 20, so that's definitely saying something, even probably closer to 30, but yeah, this one was just bad, but the rest of the kit was fantastic, and I do highly recommend it. It's just this one shade is unfortunately problematic. You'd have to do like a lip pencil all underneath and then hope for the best with this. I don't know, it's just not worth it in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm moving on to like higher end priced items, and these ones always hurt when they're disappointing, and I try not to get too many disappointing products in my life. Obviously no one tries to, but I tend to wait for reviews to come out or things that I've been hearing. I try and look up stuff so that I don't waste my money on things, but then the odd time you just kind of do, and you get sucked into the hype of things or something's new and you're just like, I need to try this now, and then you're left with disappointing products. So the first one is another lip product, and this is the Tarte lip paint, and this is in the shade Bay, which I love that name. It's fantastic. I bought this at Gen Beauty, and they had a booth and it was great, and I was so excited. I actually wanted another shade, but they didn't have it, and I can't even remember what shade it was. This is the shade. It looks beautiful on camera, but I find that this is a little bit too thick. It's a little bit too dry. It's a pain in the ass to apply. Excuse like the language there, but it really is. It's just, it's kind of like the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, but worse, a little bit more dried out. Like when one of those starts to dry out, you're missing that little bit of that liquid texture that you really need for a liquid lipstick to really work out for you, so that you don't have to worry about bleeding like outside the lip line, all that kind of stuff. I also found that this didn't really set, so I didn't really like that either because I felt worried the entire time that I was wearing it. It's a bold red. I don't want it moving all around my face. I would rather something that kind of dries down and sets rather than this like in between. I don't know. I'm really upset though because like I tried it once and it's just been sitting in my drawer ever since, and that was last May. So yeah, this one definitely disappointing. I have a couple of other shades of this, but I haven't given them a try, just in like little mini versions. But definitely the shade Bay, it is not my Bay. Okay, so next up is from the beloved Dior. I believe I got this at a Dior event that I went to with Dave Lackey. Some of the stuff I got in that bag was amazing, and I still love it. This, though, the Air Flash CC Primer Radiance Boosting Color Correcting Primer, that's not one of them. This thing, one, it gets freaking everywhere because it's an aerosol spray, and I don't like it. I basically can't do my makeup with my clothes on that I'm going to be wearing that day. I mean, if I'm just wearing like a ratty old t-shirt or something like that, I don't really care, but this thing missed everywhere. I also hated the shade of it. I don't even want to spray it on me right now. No, I need to shake it up. It's basically this like orangey-ish shade. I also hate the smell. No, I hate the smell of this. I cannot stand the smell of it. It smells like I'm breathing in chemicals, which I kind of am because it's a freaking aerosol. But yeah, no. I didn't find that it helped my foundation last any longer. I didn't find that it gave me any type of radiance. Really, all it did was irritate me in the middle of, like, in the morning. Yeah, I would highly suggest just avoiding this. Unless it already works for you, come on, then you can stick with it. But I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of these aerosol products either in the first place. So, but yeah, sorry Dior. I love you dearly, but not for this CC primer at all. Okay, so last up I have two products, and they're both from Estée Lauder. I hate that I have multiple products from the same brands in this video, but it's just kind of been piling up over time. I've never done one of these videos before, so I guess the probabilities are high. The first one from Estée Lauder is the Bronze Goddess. It is a gelée bronzer. It's a gel bronzer. It's more of like, it's almost like a consistency of like almost like a foundation-y type thing, but oh, look how orange that is. I'm sorry. I know that I'm fair and all that kind of stuff. I need to literally wipe this off my hand right now. I can't stand it. I know that I'm fair and all that kind of stuff, and bronzer is a hard thing, but come on, don't make it orange. I mean, if you have like an olivey skin tone, this would actually be pretty nice. But also, it's just the gel texture of the bronzer. It's just, no. It's just no. This is another thing that I got in a swap. I find that a lot of my disappointing products come from swaps because I'm like, yeah, it's free, I might as well just try it, and then I find out that it's disappointing. But yeah, no, I don't like gel products to begin with. I don't really like cream products to begin with, so then to add bronzer, which I find is a very difficult thing to get right in the first place, even with a powder, no, and it's just too orange. Like, come on. Make it a little bit more like that brown toned shade, just so that it looks a little bit more natural, just so that I don't look like Donald Trump. Like, come on. No one wants to look like that. And then lastly, my last disappointing product again is from Estee Lauder, and it is shiny. I really like the packaging actually of this, and this is the New Dimension Shape and Sculpt Face Kit. This isn't any shade in particular. This is just what the product is. So basically what it is it's a cream highlight and a contour shade so that you can sculpt your face, which is fine. I love that idea. Can we see how dark this contour shade is? Like, no. And again, I don't know what it is about Estee Lauder. This one is a little bit more of that, like a brown shade. How am I supposed to contour with this? And I had said something to the people that I went to the event for, again, this was another Dave Lackey event, and they said, oh, you know what you should do? You should put it on underneath your foundation because you're so fair, and then put your foundation on over top. No, no, no. How about you just come out with products that are more than one shade? So if you're deeper in skin tone, this is great, and you want like a cream contour and cream highlight, this is great. Medium skin tone at most, because if you're darker, this could be a foundation for you, the dark shade. I would say someone actually with like an Asian skin tone, like a deeper one, this would actually be really perfect just because the highlight shade is that more of like a yellow-based tone. But yeah, it just makes me mad when products aren't catered to actual, like a range of skin tones rather than just like popping one shade option and then that's it. People at the either ends of the spectrum, they get really left out and you kind of get a little bit frustrated. I also find that these are a little bit hard to work with. They don't blend out super well. But yeah, like, yeah, they don't blend out super well. And once you do blend them out, they're kind of just gone altogether. Like, I've blended out that contour shade at the top. You can see it has that orangey tinge again, which I don't like. But it's a little bit patchy. It kind of stuck inside my pores, or like my hair follicles as well, which is annoying. But yeah, no. Try the serum from this. The serum's actually really nice, but the face products and the eye product, there's an eye product there too, but I didn't pull that. But that wasn't super awesome either. Okay, so that was it. I hope it wasn't too much negative talk for you, but those were my disappointing products. If you have any disappointing products, or if you've fallen in love with any of those products, please leave that down below. I just want to know how people can use these products and like make it work for them, that kind of stuff, just because they haven't worked for me, so I want to know how you use it, because then maybe it's just that I'm using it wrong or something like that, or I'm expecting something other than what it should actually be giving me. I don't know. But if you have any disappointing products as well, leave those down below too, because I love hearing about that, because usually I will try and stay away from those unless someone says, oh, it's because I have oily skin, it didn't work, then I'll usually give it a go. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I promise next video will be a lot more positive. Let's hope, at least. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on social media so you don't miss any posts and whatnots in my life. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and I will see you next time. Bye!